there pushing more fucking buttons. Christina's sitting there pushing his fucking buttons. So they're just sitting there constantly pissing each other off, yelling at each other through the locked fucking door. I'm standing there right outside the door behind Christina now because she's trying to push open the door even though it's locked. So he ends up opening the door, I guess, to yell something at her with emphasis. And she sits there and puts her foot in the way, you know, stop the door. Can't close it. So he starts closing the door. Her shoe doesn't have that much grip, so her foot starts to slip. So now her foot is in the area between the door and its ability to close.
The door and the door jam.
So now the door cannot close because her leg is in the way. Dan, on the other hand, doesn't give a fuck. Tries and sits there and tries closing the door on her leg.
Ooh.
And I sit there and shoulder tackle the door open.
Damn.
And he sits there and tries getting in my face and says, "If she takes my daughter, I'm gonna put you to sleep." I sat there, put my hand on his shoulder, and pushed him off to the side and said, "Okay, guy." And he just sat there and watched me, pissed off as shit, walk past him. He's the one that's pissed off as shit. I sat there calm as fuck. "Okay, guy."
Damn.
So he's sitting there, fucking livid, pissed off. Because he knows he can't put me to sleep. I know he can't put me to sleep. I know what he's capable of, and that is not one of the things he is capable of, by a long shot. I've seen him work, like, actually work, like, I know what he's willing to put into fucking effort. And I know what his body is capable of. He's not putting me to sleep. He's not. There's no way that he would physically be able to. Especially if I do get pissed off at him. Then he's the one going to sleep. And some. He's going to be sleeping for extra long. Yeah. Because after that, I hear him yelling at more people. And as of right now, the situation is he just tried slamming her leg in a door. So I did what any sensible person would do, and without breaking any laws, I sat there and called the cops. That's physical abuse at that point.
Number one rule of this house, don't call the cops.
Her. Yeah, apparently the rule of the house was don't call the cops. The only fucking rule, don't call the cops. And you have to have a job.
Oh, damn.
Not even like they don't even expect you to pay rent. It's literally you have to have a job, and don't call the cops.
Damn.
I called the cops because there were only two reasons that day I'd be calling 911. Either for the cops to show up, or I wouldn't need the cops anymore and I'd need an ambulance for fucking dickhead. Those are the only two phone calls that would have happened that day. So I sat there and decided I'm gonna choose the one where I can't go to jail for assault because New Jersey doesn't have no fucking self-defense laws. Which is fucking retarded.
Yeah, you can't even defend yourself in your own home anymore, by the way.
Yeah. So I sat there.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Yes. So
someone breaks into your house.
I'll explain that I'll explain that after the story.
Yeah. He started coming upstairs again, and he said, "I'm taking a walk with my daughter, the only person in the world that actually cares for me." And I'm sitting there between him and the room, and he says, "Don't stop me from seeing my daughter." I'm sitting there. I look at him. I look at Christina and Olivia, and she says, "Let her go to him." So obviously, like, and she said because it's probably the last time he's gonna see her, because the cops are on their way. He looked at Christina with the fucking most distasteful look ever because he thought she called. And he sat there and called her, he was like fucking cop calling whore or something like that. And she said, "I wasn't even the one that called them. Ricky did." And I sat there, "Yes, I did." And he sat there, looked me dead in the face, and said, "Don't ever talk to me ever again after today, and you're gonna need to find a new place to live."
That's when I get a call.
So I sit there, fuck it, fine. I have no issues with this. The cops end up showing up. We explain to them the situation and everything that happened. Stan gets arrested because Christina's leg is bleeding from when he closed the door on it.
Damn.
Because, as I said before in the Joe fight, a sign of blood, the cop is automatically forced to file assault charges.
Mm-hmm.
So Stan has basic assault and aggravated assault on him.
Damn.
Well, apparently, fucking Stan's got some sort of connections or something because he fucking got released that fucking day. Fucking bullshit. Because that didn't even happen. Because that didn't even happen for Joe. He was in there for until we paid bail.
He probably
Stan didn't
blamed
even
it on
have
his
bail.
fucking mental illness.
Probably.
I can bet you that.
But as soon as he came out, he said that the cops called Christina because they said we'd call you as soon if he gets released. We'll call you as soon as he does. And what happened was, Christina got the call, said he's been released. They said he's going to the house to get some shit, and he's going to Millville. So now me and Christina are sitting there thinking, what the fuck's at Millville? And what's some of the shit that he's going to try breaking at the house? Because knowing him, that's the shit he does. He will destroy your property and not give two fucks. I mean, hell, he just got arrested for assault and walked free 2 hours later. Seriously, like 2 hours later.
Damn.
So, I guess he's sitting there, king of the world feeling, because he just sat there and attacked a fucking woman. Yes, good job, I guess. Because that's the only fucking person in the world he actually stands a chance in a fucking fight with.
Damn.
I'm not fucking wrong. He's a fucking twig. He ain't have no fighting experience
Red,
other
I'm
than
pretty sure
fucking
you can kick
attacking
his
a girl.
ass.
I know I can
Yeah.
kick his ass.
I'm talking about Red.
Red could probably kick his ass too.
Hmm.
Because Red's not even as much of a twig as he is. And Red,
Damn.
nah,
You
Red,
see me.
you're skinny compared to us. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not skinny like Drake though.
No, but you're skinny compared to me and Danny, is what we're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, but I can
But
still
yes.
put up a fight.
Yes, I believe you could take out Stan.
Yeah.
Billy Bob, James, Bon Jovi, fucking
Kyle.
George, whatever the
Kermit.
fuck his name is. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Kermit's a good
PP
Kermit's a
man.
good dude.
PP
Kermit with
Man.
a C.
There you go.
PP man.
No, Kermit with a C. Alright, shut the fuck up. Fucking Caggy Films. Alright, but let's see. The argument goes on. No. He ends up calling me and says, I don't want to fucking see your face again. Okay. Understandable. Agreed. Mutual. And then he sat there and said, you're giving me the phone back because it's on my plan. And I sat there and told him, if I'm giving you the phone back, then you're giving me the $150 I gave you for the first payment the second I hand it to you. And he said, fuck it, you can keep the phone, but you're taking it off my plan. So he sat there and shut our phones off of his plan. Fine. Seems about right. I'll see no issues with this. I mean, I still haven't, but fuck it. But wanna know why? To take the phone off of his plan, I need to call a number. I can't call a number when I don't have a working phone. He shut off the plan, so I don't have a working phone. I do not have any phone service. I cannot call anyone other than 911.
Damn.
So I'm sitting there. Alright, I'll do it as soon as I can. Fuck it, I don't care. I was gonna end up paying for the entire phone itself anyways because that was the agreement. So I have no problem getting my own plan. That also means one less thing you can control over me. So, haha, you actually just gave me a way out of your fucking crazy ass. Good job, dumbass. if he was smart, he could have sat there and said, "I'm shutting your phone off and I'm not turning it back on unless you yada 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 yada."
That wouldn't have worked either.
If that wouldn't have worked either, I would have just sat there and said, "Cool. Hope you like your credit going down." Or you want to pay for my phone. Either or. Because it's still on your plan, right? Yeah? Yeah? Alright.
I mean,
How's
'cause
your credit?
what's he gonna
How's
do
your credit
now?
if you don't pay for it?
Come to this
Yeah.
house?
Yeah. No, because... Alright, so... He's back at the house. And he didn't go to Millville yet. And he sat there and said... Me and Christina are over at one of her friend's house in her car. Alright? Because right now, Christina's in pain, mentally stressed the fuck out. So, obviously, go to her friend's house, rolled a blunt, had to relax, you know? Had to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
So, doing that, Stan sits there and calls, "I want my phones back." And I sat there and told him, "I'm getting the 150 then, as soon as I hand it to you." He said, "Fuck it, you keep the phone, you're changing it off to a different plan," and then shuts off our services. After blocking us, it says, "I don't want to talk to you guys ever. I don't want to talk to you ever again."
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceed. Then let's see. We get back to the house. Me and Christina are sitting in her car for a little bit because we're not sure if Mr. Dickhead's still there.
Mm.
So we're just sitting in the car waiting for either him to come out or a sign to happen to tell us that he's still there, or a sign to tell us that he's not there. Waiting for someone to walk outside and be like, "Hey guys, probably want to get the fuck out of here," you know, any of those kind of signs.
And then we pulled
just
up right after, right?
You pulled up like 10-20 minutes after we got there.
Yeah.
But we're sitting there in the car. We're sitting there contacting people. I'm sitting there messaging Danny like, "Yo, I need a place to live. Because I'm not fucking staying here." Because
now,
he said you have... Mr. Dickhead said you have till the end of February. I'm not gonna live in a house with a person who is
lunatic.
mentally unstable, who hates me, for a whole month looking for a place to live. I'm getting the fuck out of here before the end of the night. Especially with the property that I have that is there. I had over $1,000 in shit. My PlayStation, VR, laptop, TV, all that stuff. There is no way in hell me, a sane person, would walk away from that building with all of that shit still there, or go to sleep in that building with all that shit still there.
Yeah.
Perfectly understandable. I feel like everyone agrees on that. Like, yeah, nah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I sat there and messaged Danny. I need to get the fuck out of this house today. So, I messaged them a little bit before we actually got there. But, basically, we show up to the house. We're sitting in the parking lot. About 10-20 minutes later, Danny and his dad pull in their truck. Or one of their vehicles.
No, our little
I think it
Mitsubishi.
was, it was in the Mitsubishi. And stands outside. And,
No.
guys, go to sleep so then she doesn't die.
Oh, okay.
But
Get my mind shut.
let's see. So Danny and Jay get there. So I sit there. Perfect timing. Time for me to
Now
go
some
flip my
some
shit.
information. I'm about as big as Ricky, and then my father, who's Jay, is two
Alright.
times the size of Ricky.
Yeah. So basically, I'm 6'1", 250 pounds, 260 pounds, somewhere in that range. Danny is about 6 foot, 250, 240 pounds. Jay is about 6 foot, a little bit over 300 pounds. And it's not fat. The dude's built. I mean, it's not like built chiseled, but like he's got power.
Both
He
me and
knows how
my
to use
father can lift an engine separately from each other.
Exactly. Like they got power. They got the intimidation factor. They have the size. So Dickhead sees them and pretty much shits himself. I go walk up to Danny and Jay. Danny's dad is Jay. I sit there. Perfect. Danny, we're gonna go upstairs. I still need to get a collateral check to see if shit's broken. So, me and him walk upstairs.
And hold on, right before that, as soon as we enter the door, there he is. He looks at